Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are presenting a coursework as Group 10 that is focusing on identifying and discussing the roles and responsibilities of user departments in the procurement and contract management cycle. First, we are going to define what a user department is. Presenting is Nicholas Sewilme, who's also the group member and also leader of Group 10. A user department can be referred to as any department or division or branch or section of a procuring and disposing entity, which initiates the procurement and disposal requirements and is the user of the requirements. So the roles of the user department are crucial. And one of them is actually the starting phase of the procurement cycle. The user department initiates the procurement process through the needs identification. When the needs identification is carried out, this provides an accurate plan for procuring the goods and services that are needed. And it also ensures that things are done timely and at a reasonable cost. Also, to add to that, the user department develops a work plan and generates a budget for the planned activities. So it is this work plan and budget that are submitted to the procurement officer to absorb into the general budget and work plan of the entity as a whole. So there are many other roles of the user department that my team members are going to share. Over to you.
Good evening, fellow participants. My name is Beatrice, and I'm going to start straightforward from where Nicholas stopped regarding the roles and responsibilities of user department in the procurement cycle. It's the role of the user department to review the work plan to fit in the budget. This is so to ensure that a procurement plan based on the approved budget is prepared and then submitted to the procurement and disposal unit for implementation when required. This is done by the user department because when procurement planning is based on an approved budget, it will help to determine what you can and cannot do at an early stage in terms of affordability. Also, when the work plan is done in accordance with the approved budget, it ensures transparency across departments, and it ensures that procurement budgets, it ensures that departments become more accountable for their finances when work is done according to the approved plan, to the approved budget. There are so many points that we need to discuss, but due to time limit, I need to pass it on to my other colleague to continue from there. Thank you very much. Over to you, Florence.
Florence, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Good evening, colleagues. My name is Akcheng Florence. Thanks for this opportunity to present the roles of user department. My colleagues have discussed a lot, but I also need to submit one of the roles of the user department as being the initiation of procurement needs, such as needs recognition, purchase requisition, among others. This helps the procurement and disposal unit to carry on the implementations process easily. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Florence. I will take it up from there. We are still discussing the roles and responsibilities of the user department. And point number 5 is preparation of statement of requirements. So the user department is expected to propose or recommend technical inputs to the statement of requirements for procurement requirements to the procurement and disposal unit. In this, we are looking at details of specification, drawings, bills of quantities, and anything provides an elaborate description of the items or services that are supposed to be procured. So when we go ahead again, the user department is supposed to provide technical specifications to the procurement and disposal unit, considering the fact that they are the technical team and they are best placed to guide on the technical aspects of the procurement. So point number 6, we have the user department also coming in to provide input to the technical evaluation of bids that have been received by the procurement and disposal unit. So it's such that, again, the fact that the specifications and statement of requirements come from the user department, it's also just pertinent that the user department is also part of the evaluation in regards to the technical aspect of the items or services that are to be procured. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. My name is Emmanuel Sejemba. I'm going to present point number 7, and that is about the roles and responsibilities of the user department. Under this, we have contract supervision and management. It is the role of the user department to receive and examine the supplies and notify the supplier of any issues with the received items. They also help to report any deviations from the terms and conditions of an awarded contract to the procurement and disposal unit. They also issue changes. They issue changes in orders in accordance with the terms and conditions of the contract. They also help certify invoices upon receipt and arrange for payment to the providers. They do prepare any reports required for submission to the procurement and disposal unit, contracts committee, or the accounting office, as well as to maintain and achieve all records of contract management. My second point is about it's the responsibility of the user department to recommend contract termination. This happens during in case of any anomaly during the process. Thank you.
Well, I'll carry it on from there. The user department also prepares and justifies the contract amendments. So it ensures, this is done in a number of ways. First of all, it ensures that the delivery of the desired procurement outcome is as expected. It also mitigates the risks that may arise during the procurement process. It clarifies the roles accordingly to who is assigned what specific tasks. All this is to do with contract amendments. It also improves the efficiency by following the contract compliance agreed upon. That is the checking what was stated in the terms of reference. as per the contract.
All right, thank you, Nicholas. I will take it up from there. The very last point we have as the role of the user department is appraisal of the providers. So suppliers unlikely to perform can easily be identified and avoided, and weaknesses in approved supplier performance can be detected and avoided. So the process supports and secures the organization's customer service performance. And still, this goes back to the user department, the fact that they are always assigned as the contract managers. So from time to time, they should be able to appraise the provider in regards to their performance towards delivery on the contract terms. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. In conclusion, this has been a work of 5 members of the group, and these include Cheng Mary Florence, Akulo Beatrice, Rosie Brian, Emmanuel Sejemba, and I speaking, Nicholas Sebulime. Thank you for your audience.